Hello, Taurus. I've been instructed to use like my old decks because they communicate so well with me. So a long time ago, I bought this little kid game at a dollar store, and the cards just match amazing with energy. So I never played the game. I just always used it as tarot cards. I mean, a card game is a card game, I guess, right? They say tarot cards are just like tarot cards. They're not. It's actually a game. I think tarot is a game. I mean, we think about it. There's the court cards and the major cards, and yeah. Anyways, I don't know. They're just cards, people. This card is sitting on my knee. That might be the ringleader. World's tallest woman. With trunk trick, burned fingers, popcorn, balloon darts, and lion tamer. So I definitely feel like somebody has been in control of somebody. Okay, we're going forward. And okay. So with this world's tallest woman, okay, what I'm getting is it's like a circus game. So what I'm getting with this world's tallest woman is she stepped right up, okay, to do a job where she could, and like I'm just picking up the feminine energy. This could be a male, it doesn't really matter. Anyways. So she stepped up and she took a role, okay? And she disguised herself as a meme artist. So this person, somebody around you is getting busted, okay? For, it's almost like if they're a meme artist, they're not talking to you, okay? Or they talked around you. Like this could be a parent, an abusive parent, or a spouse. Instead of coming to you and saying stuff, they disguised themselves as like the loving wife or whatever, but they always appeared taller than you, like by some fucking weird Chernobyl bullshit, you know, like this person was somehow taller than you, which means what I think that means is their energy was bigger than yours, right? I once lived with this guy, and when my sister and I lived in Calgary, and he was a big guy. He was like 6'2" or 6'3", and I would always call him big guy. And he started getting so mad at me, and I was like, he was finally like, he's like, I'm not big. And I think what he thought I was saying was calling him fat. And what he didn't realize was that, I mean, he was skinny. Like he was skinny. Like he was a concrete layer. So this guy was like he was ripped. All right. Ripped basically from fucking head to toe. And he thought I was calling him fat because he didn't realize that I was trying to say his presence was huge, because when he walked into a room, you would notice, right? When he walked into the house, I knew, right? There was just something big about him, but he disguised himself as this, like, I'm hearing nocturnal, and he is pretty nocturnal because he stays up at night a lot, but he's almost like disguising himself as this nice guy kind of persona, you know, that doesn't mess around with anybody, that's a good boy, you know, only does what's right. And in the back of his head, though, is chaos, right? Because the universe knows that whatever else is that they're running with, just because you can't hear somebody's thoughts, it doesn't mean that somebody else in another dimension can't, right? Like, I have often said things in my head, and then my sister will come around the corner and go, hey, blah, 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 blah. And it's the exact same thing I was just thinking. We didn't say anything to each other. We've also text messaged each other at the same time saying the same thing before. Like, I've told her, like, all of a sudden what I wanted to eat or whatever. And then she was like, she texted me back like, hey, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, when you're on the same, like, level as people, right, your telepathy is incredible. Like, you wouldn't believe how much your souls are talking to one another, right? So when the relationship starts to go to shit, or if the relationship is not as authentic as what somebody's saying it is because somebody's got a disguise on, right, then still believe that telepathy is happening, okay? But there's somebody in the room that's full of shit. So their telepathy is coming through, but they're not admitting any of it, right? Because they don't want to. So we've got knife thrower with golden ticket and bear hug. This person, like, could you imagine a bear hugging you? It wouldn't work, right? Unless you're in Russia and you're Russian and you have a pet bear, nobody hugs a bear, okay? So she was putting your life in this much harm, okay? Do you know how dangerous that is? The precision of that thrower has to be on point with that wheel. Thus he not kill the person on the wheel, okay? So because she put on this disguise, it was almost like this energy is like that. Well, if you can do it, I can do it. Like, if I see, like, it's those bitches that think that everything is so easy, right? This is obviously a feminine energy, okay? They think everything is so easy, and they think that they can see somebody do something and then turn around and do it themselves. And it's like, okay, honestly, I'm kind of one of those people. I can see somebody do something once and then even drive somewhere once. I will always landmark it. I will always do what I've got to do inside my body because I was tormented as a child and I was brought places where I was massively hurt by somebody I trusted. So as a 3-year-old, what I started doing was I marked the road to see where the fuck it was he was taking me all the time. So I knew. That's how I started landscaping. That's how I started basically compassing myself, right? Is always knowing where I was going and always knowing what to do, because what he made me do in that room, right? He showed me something and then I had to do that, right? So my body as a 3-year-old marked landmarks in cars and automatically knew how to mock something upon watching it, because that's what happened to me as a child, right? So, this is what's so funny about it. So you've obviously got a person around you who doesn't know your strength. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know what you've survived. Okay. So they think that they're that smart, that they're going to be able to disguise themselves in your life, not even talking to you. Okay. Disguise themselves in your life, receive this ticket from whatever demon is handing them out to go and hurt people. Okay. And really what it did was they weren't able to hurt you. They were only able to hook you. So basically it's that fishing term, right? When a fish grabs the bait, you have to hook it in order to bring it to the surface. If you don't hook it, it can just snack on that bait all at once and then just swim away, right? So how dumb they were was they were only able to hook you, and then upon like reeling you in, you snapped the line, because they didn't think you were as big as you were, because they're so big. They think they're the biggest thing in the world, right? So when they came face to face with you, they didn't realize what they were up against, which is a lot of spirits. It's a lot of energy. It has no fucking idea what they're dealing with, because in 3D, people look, they look weak. Okay. They look lethargic. Humans in general are very weak to a lot of things. Okay. We're susceptible to things. We're weak to things, and we're not as strong as what we think we are. Right. And when somebody gets a hold of that information and they know that humans aren't as strong as we are, then they start picking us off, because they know what they're capable of doing. We don't, because we're in this simulation where everything is so fucked every day that to try to even comprehend what's going on with you, you might as well just keep going to work, because to try to figure out that something that's so dangerous around you, that is camouflaging itself as somebody who doesn't even talk to you. Okay. And the thing is that they've burned themselves now somehow, because they didn't fulfill what they were supposed to do. Okay. With you, their life has now become a juggling act. And they can't keep up with it because they put so much energy into this disguise around you that they didn't realize that their own life was spiraling out of control. And that's what's so funny about people who cannot concentrate on their own lives. Because if you just put half that energy in of what you're trying to hurt other people with, if you just put half of that into your own life, the changes that you'll see every day, but focusing out on other people is what ruins people's lives, right? We have a tendency now to just, again, I can't say any other word other than focus out, right? Through social media, through television, through music, we slowly focus out on life. We don't focus on the things that we're supposed to, because we're adding so many things to the plate, because we hate our fucking lives, because this isn't what we signed up for. This isn't why we were here, right? We were brought here on false pretenses. And then those false pretenses turned into the lies of our life. And now we're fighting for some type of clarity so we can get a hold of our lives, so then we can actually start to live, right? So this is basically like what this person is going through now, okay? Because this is how you're coming in. You are moving forward because you successfully tamed the lion in the room, which is like obviously what wanted to hurt you. Okay, they come through, things that want to hurt you will come through multiple things, multiple doorways, multiple dimensions, multiple people. Okay, through animals, through friends, through bosses, through acquaintances, through fucking insects, like demons and things that are vicious and wanting to hurt people come through every dimension in every form, right? It's a little bit scary, actually, kind of how they do work, right? So this is now what's going to happen in their life, because they made this game around you, right? And they made you have to tame things. And I don't think they realized that people were going to like you, and that you were as strong as what you are, and that animals won't hurt you. Like, oh my gosh. I was wondering if this was ever going to come into a reading. So somebody tried to get, my boss inherited this Rottweiler from a man who died recently, and he's only 3 years old. He's a very young Rottie, and he's got his difficulties. Okay. His owner was ripped away from him. He's still in his kind of like early adulthood, right? He doesn't really know. And then his whole world got ripped away from him. So my boss took him, and my boss is like, he's a genuine man. Like, I'd have to say, if that man was single, I would be all over that. My sister and I talk about him all the time. He's a fucking great guy, and it has nothing to do with the way he looks. It has nothing to do with, how he speaks. Is how he is as a person. So when he told me he took this dog over, and he was like, there are some complications with him. And I'm like, this was like basically the first week I started working there. This man died, and he just took this dog over. Like, all in this small little week I started working there. And I'm like, oh my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? So he had been working with this dog. Like, let's, fast forward about a month and a half. He'd been working with the dog, right? Learning that he's snappy, like he gives off a warning, right? Fucking stay away from me. I want to, he'll get his pets and then he'll walk away. Like, he's also on duty. Okay. A lot of dogs are on duty here, and they don't want to snuggle, and they don't want to fuck around with you. They want to watch, because they're watching out for something, because they can see ghosts. They can see multiple dimensions. Dogs are fantastic, right? But you really have to appreciate them. So finally, my boss comes around with the dog while I'm working one day. He had to come to the office to do something or whatever. And, so he was outside with the dog, and I was like, oh my God, this is my chance. I haven't met him yet. He's such a beautiful dog, right? I come outside, and he just starts going nuts, right? Like, almost like puppy mode. This is a Rottie, okay? Like, at least maybe a fucking 90-pound Rottie, okay? He's wiggling his bum, and I'm rolling around with him, and I'm kissing him, and I'm like, oh my God, my boss is just like, he's really good with women. Okay, he's really good with women. It's kind of men he doesn't like. And I'm rolling with him and I'm kissing his head and he's like leaned right up against me and I'm giving him a hug. And then I whisper to him, do you miss your daddy? Because I knew that he did, right? And then he barked. But he like, I was back, his back was to my chest, right? And I had my arms around him and I kind of whispered it like telepathically, like I don't remember saying it out loud. And then he barked and he put his face up like this, but my face was over here. His face went up like this and he barked. And the way that he barked, it sounded like he snapped, but he answered my question. And then he got up and went over to my boss and I was like, okay, like, you know, I fucking food was coming up for these patrons that were outside smoking anyway. So I'm like, hey guys, you guys got to get in and get your food. Like, you know, we're still working here, right? And then I came home and I went, wow, okay, so I think somebody tried to line me up with my boss's dog so he would bite me in the face. Because it was too lined up. You know, when things are fucking lined up, it's not a coincidence, right? Coincidences, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe that, oh, it's just a fluke. Like, things that are supposed to happen at the exact time they're supposed to happen, if it's supposed to happen, right? So when I got home and I was telling my sister, and my boss was so scared, like he thought I was really upset, like not upset, angry, like upset, like his dog hated me and he snapped at me, right? And all I did for like, oh my gosh, probably like the next 3 weeks was talk about how much I loved his dog. Because I'm the one that got him to answer. I'm the one that got him to speak. And there was no way he was going to bite me in the face. He's a smarter dog than that. But I think that something was anticipating this dog being a snap. And there's this other time where I was face to face with a Rottweiler. And this woman, Tammy, her dog was a Rottie, and it was a woman, it was a bitch. And she knew that, like, yo, you better stay away from my dog. Like, she tends to be actually what she is. And I just sat down and that dog came to me. Because I speak to them telepathically. I'll ask a dog upon arrival, can I touch you? And if they bark and say no, I don't go near them. If they come running to me, I know I'm okay because they can hear me. It's a telepathy. It's a form of speaking. And you have to be genuine about it. You have to be truthful about it because you can't send lies through telepathy. That's where you start to get like the broken phone, you know, like you're not quite hearing the message properly because someone's trying to lie through the frequency. That's this person, right? Trying to get things to hurt you because that was the way of it. And now with this balloon darts, okay, you know how I see their life going up now? Like a bunch of fucking firecrackers, like boom, 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 boom. You know, like they think they can fuck around because something told them, hey, I've got this ticket. Do you want it? And they're like, yeah, I want it. Are you kidding? It's the golden ticket. It's so stupid. Like, you don't think you don't have to pay for that? You don't think that that's not going to come back around and bite you in the ass? Like, do you know how many times I've heard people give these excuses as to why things have happened? And I look at them and go, why can't you just admit what you did? I don't care about the excuse because excuse or no excuse, you still did it. So why are you giving me an excuse as to why you did something? Like if somebody, usually, honestly, I walk away from excuses. Like, I can't listen to people even fucking say it anymore because I'm like, you're going to waste my time now. You've already wasted my time with whatever the fuck it is you did. Now you want to waste even more of it by trying to claim some bullshit as to why you did it when you knew that it was wrong to begin with? Like, what the fuck? What kind of bullshit fucking, test is this? Like, I don't fucking think so. Wow, this was a really, man, I think I say this about every reading. This was a fucked up reading. Like, I can almost say that about every reading that I do. Is like, wow, that doesn't, I never would have thought to pull that up. Like, all right, what does horror want to say about this? All right, like half the deck just fell out. Ooh, yo, that's awesome. All right, look at this. So we got dance, we got the other side, and we got fire. So what I see like right away right there is you're getting to the other side of this, right? I kept hearing all morning, And last night before I went to bed, Standing Outside the Fire by Garth Brooks. I heard it. And it's the verse was, life is not tried, it's just merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. And then the other part that I kept hearing, there's this love that is burning deep within my soul, constantly yearning to get out of control, wanting to climb higher and higher. I can't abide standing outside the fire. So it's like somebody, you know, like this person got burned. And that's why we've got burned fingers, right? Like whatever this person did, the repercussions now are coming. Repercussions are coming into this person's life because they got burned. They did something that they weren't supposed to do. And that's the thing, is you're always going to get burned. Right? Either you get burned by the justice system or you get burned by the fucking universe. You decide if you want to break the laws, right? Nobody can force you to. That's something that you do on your own, right? So the call was made that you needed help, okay? Because you are some wonder of the world, okay? You're supposed to be here. And if something puts you here, okay, and it wasn't meant to be, like you really weren't supposed to be here, then even more why you have to break free of it, because now you've gotten to the point where you've lived probably your whole life as a lie. And now you get to stand up from that and do the next 20 years in your energy, where you get to reap the rewards of being a wonder of the world, because you're supposed to be here. Okay. You fought hard to be here, and then you screamed for help when you needed to. Okay, you sought help in things that you never thought was possible because you got the call, and this call scared the shit out of you, but you listened. Right? That's the thing, is you listened. This caught you off guard because this person was miming in the background, right? They've definitely put you, I mean, you could have done an egg spell and this person is now tucked away and they can't get at you, right? When you do an egg spell, really what it is it's trapping somebody's energy inside an egg so then they can't harm you. It's not about hurting them. It's not about, well, it shouldn't be anyways, and nor should it be about society, right? Like, say if you want to put Trump in an egg, or if you want to put Biden in a fucking egg, or, you know, a priest you hate the most, or some type of public speaker or something. That might not work. Right? But if it's something close to you that you know is an energy that's hurting you, and you do an egg spell and you put this energy into the egg, and you make your notion clear, like you make your intention clear as to why you're doing what you're doing, it will work. Okay. And if you didn't do something like that, or if you did somehow seek help by cleansing yourself or cleansing your aura or doing something like that, it worked. Okay. Like somebody definitely listened because they know that they're the main reason, right? Like people are, this mime artist chose to hurt you because you've got something that they don't. And they want to try to wipe you out and hurt you, so then they take that energy. But that what they don't understand, if it's energy that's not meant for them, even stealing it, it's going to run out, and then they're going to be dry, lifeless, and dying. Okay? So, Okay, so I just heard, I don't know if you're the kind of person that writes their dreams down or remembers their dreams. Okay? But in your dreams, I think what's coming up for you, if it hasn't happened already, you're going to have a dream about escaping this person. And that's how you'll know who I'm talking about, right? You're going to have a dream about them. And I do think it's a family member, but also I know a lot of people see their friends as family, right? Because friends are the family that you get to choose, right? So if this is a friend or a family member, okay, you're going to get the download in a dream of how you're able to escape it. Okay? Because this was fated. You were always fated to get out of it. Okay, that's what some people don't understand is they see darkness and they see magic and they see that they can hurt people and gain from it. But what they don't understand is that most people that they go up against to fight are stronger than them. This thing makes this energy in 3D feel big, but it doesn't mean they are big. So they're almost putting this person's life in danger as well, trying to get them to do things to hurt you. And actually, now I'm getting standing outside the fire again. So what I just saw was, if you happen to have a dream, okay, and you see somebody that you know either in your family or a close friend and you escape them in this dream somehow, you escape them by running away, you escape them through speech, you escape them. I don't know. Like, I mean, it could be a bunch of different things, okay? Escape is just a word, okay? And you escape them, then what you can do is when you wake up in the morning and you remember, oh my God, I ran from so-and-so last night. I ran from my mom, or I got into a car and I drove away from my dad finally, you know, something like that. Then you'll know who I'm talking about. That's causing this like riff-raff in your life right now. If you write their name down on a piece of paper, okay, their full name, if you can get their birthday, even better. If you can get their hometown where they were born or the town that they currently live in. If you can get their parents' names, even better. Their brothers' names, even better. If they're married, write their married spouse's name, even better. If you've got their address, any bit of information that you have on this person, because they're a family member or they're a friend. Okay, I think they are estranged from you right now. I do not think you talk, but that doesn't mean that this person's still not on social media. It doesn't mean that this person has moved or anything. They could be the exact same person in your life. You just don't hang out with them anymore. Okay. Write everything down on a piece of paper. Okay. And then almost like on the same sheet of paper, on the other side of it, I would almost like do a circle, okay, with all your information in it. And do that as a protective binding circle against this person, right? And if you concentrate, if you clear the energy and you ground yourself and you concentrate on that energy, okay, and then you burn the piece of paper to the universe, okay? I always like to burn the piece of paper and then allow the ashes to go, and I rinse them down the sink, right? Because sink is a really good way of doing it. I mean, you can burn paper wherever the hell you want. You can burn it in a fire if you decide to go outside and have a fire or something, or if you have a fire at home, right? Burn that piece of paper while you're protecting yourself. Do as many visuals with your third eye as you possibly can on keeping this person outside of you and not on the inside of the circle, right? It's almost like that circle of trust I'm getting with the Fockers, you know, like, I mean, the shit like that works. I mean, even if the most effective it can be is if you do it every day and you increase the spell's potency every day on protecting your energy against this. I just heard narcissist. So this person, no matter what, is never going to listen to you. They don't know how to listen to anybody. They're narcissists. Everything comes down to them and only them. They will put themselves before children. Okay, they will put themselves before animals, vulnerable, weak. This person is first and always going to be first. Okay, so by protecting yourself against them, you tell them, listen, you ain't first in my life. I'm first in my life. Okay, you've got it all wrong. I've got it all right. Ooh, now I'm getting the song We Are Undone by the Two Gallants, which I was listening to this morning, actually, and I was reading the lyrics of it, too, because it's about basically a son talking to his father and asking his father, was it really worth everything, like you said it was? You know, and now people aren't going to hear you when you speak, they're going to hear me, right? So it's a lot of, like, over control of parents and over control of people in your life. Like, you might not talk to your parents, but it doesn't mean that your mom's not doing voodoo in the bathroom trying to hex their child. Right? It doesn't mean, because I mean, everybody is schizophrenic, and I know my mother has heard fucked up shit in the ether. Okay. And the reason why I say that is I was driving in a car with her I think I was like 31 or 32. We were in New Brunswick. I was driving in a car with her and I was really thirsty. And all I said in my head was, man, I'm thirsty. And she had a can of Pepsi in the console and she grabs her Pepsi. She takes a sip of it and then she goes, do you want some? And I was like, you fucking did not just do that. Which means I know that my mother can telepathically hear. Which means if she can telepathically hear, she knows her husband is a pedophile. She knows her marriage is a fraud. She knows she's a fucking witch. But she doesn't come to terms with it because she thinks that she's better and she can control the situation when she is completely out of control, completely irrational, and living in a disgusting, dirty lie where she tries to hurt her kids. So, what is this? It's been staring at me. Ooh! Oh my gosh. Okay, so remember when there was that bear hug card, right? And I was like, okay, this motherfucker wants to walk up to you and hug you like a bear. So you'll just get crushed. You don't get hugged by bears. And now look at where the bear is. On the fucking tricycle, where it belongs. I'm sorry, but you want to try to get me to make you all the money? Honey, you're going on stage now. Oh my God, snake charmer. Now I see them as like the snake, right? Like they're going to be charmed now. They're going to be lured out. Okay. Ooh, whip cracker. Like this is the universe cracking a whip on this person. Okay. The times are going to change, right? And then we've got this high wire walker. Okay. So they're putting them on the stilts now as a big fat bear. Do you think a big fat bear is going to be able to walk a tightrope? And it was nearly next to impossible with what this energy was trying to put you through. So if it was nearly impossible for you to survive what they did, and it's karma times 3, I just heard times 10. Yeah, they want me to say good luck, but bad luck. Bad luck. Okay, I don't really believe in luck. I think it's kind of bullshit. I think if you're fated for something, you're fated for something. If you're not, you're not. Right? Like, and then I think you just get your whole fucking situation back. Like, you're good. Look at you. Like, you're just like, yep, okay, I got this. Like, you have no idea how much I've been planning for this moment. You have no idea how much I've been spinning this plate, okay, around and around in slow motion, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in my life. Like, what I've realized too is that, like, I've really slowed down. Like, okay, this is another situation that actually just happened at work. And that's how I know how manipulated I've been my whole life, that somebody wants to sabotage me. So I don't really like working nights. In fact, I hate working nights at my work. I just don't want to be in there at night. It's a very different energy. In the day, it's very bright and very light, but in the dark, it's, very much like the bars I went to in my 20s, and it was just a little bit too much energy for me. I'm schizophrenic. I can fucking hear everybody in the room with the music going and fucking, I'm going like this back and forth. Like I can make $400 to $700 in one fucking night. Like, it's ridiculous in there, and I don't want to be in that type of energy. It's too much for me. Okay, I'm too old for that. Okay, literally way too old for that. So where was I even going with this? Oh yeah, okay. So I've got out your Friday night. I had a Friday night shift that was coming up. Okay. And Spirit was trying to tell me to get me to switch my shift with somebody else and take a Tuesday shift. Okay. Give him my Friday night. Cause I like to open. I like my opens. I like my daytime. Right. So I was going to switch him and open, and he could take my clothes. But I didn't act on it. Okay, it was like a Saturday, and I was like, okay, like I can literally call this guy the day before and be like, do you want me to open for you tomorrow? Because he gets wasted Monday nights in his bowling team, right? So he doesn't want to open up on Tuesdays anyways. But I didn't say anything. For once, I just kind of let the energy sink in, and I'm like, well, if I see him, I see him. If I don't, then I'll just call him on Monday, but I didn't. So when I got into work on Monday, on the Monday morning, I found out that the Tuesday that Spirit wanted me to switch for, we were shutting down for the entire day to do a movie set. there was directors and actors taking over our restaurant for the whole day. So spirit, whatever this fucking triptronic spirit is in my fucking head that tries to violate my rights at all times, but because I move slow now, it can't control my actions, right? Was going to cost me a shift, give up my best shift all week to take a shift that actually ended up disappearing because my boss was going to open up during the day and then give them the restaurant for the night. But then the director needed all day. So he took away the day shift, which was the shift they wanted me to take. So when you move slow, okay, if you're used to moving fast, and then suddenly you start to move slow, take that in, right? Because it's not, this guy who I work with thinks he's the best bartender because he's fast. And that's not fast. I'm sorry. Do you know life? Okay. Are you fast in bed too, bud? How's your girlfriend feel about that? Right? It's not how fast you are. It's your strategy. It's how good you play the game. Anybody can race to the finish line. But it's it's those people that stop and ask for directions and take it in and eat when they're supposed to and take their time and strategize are the ones that get there the smartest. Right? And it's funny because this person, whoever this person is, right? I see them as that person at work where I'm like, you thought that by hurting somebody and by, acting like you don't like them and not talk to them, you think you can control somebody's life to go into a certain direction because you don't like them? You don't mess with fate like that. You don't mess with telepathy like that. You don't mess with people like that. And if you want to not talk to somebody, that's one thing, and then just stalk them on the other hand is completely fucked up. Like, this person is not right in the head, Anybody that thinks something's too good to be true and then gets hit by the fact that, yeah, it is too good to be true, they need to learn that lesson. And if they're being told by something, which means they're schizophrenic too, that by hurting you, they're going to gain something out of it, then they're more fucked than you are, right? You've got the upper hand in this, which is why you tamed the lion, right? It's almost like you stayed in control of yourself. Because everybody's got an inner lion. They've got an inner bear. They've got that inner, don't fuck with me and I'm going to let you know, or I'm going to beat you, or I'm going to defend myself, or I'm going to defend my young, right? We've got it in it. It's a basic instincts, right? And spirits don't know that. People who are not connected to themselves or connected to the ones around them, they don't know what it's like to conquer things that fuck with you, right? They're just living in a world where if they get fucked, they don't really care. And if they fuck somebody's life over, they don't really care either. It's not good energy. It's not inviting energy. And it's definitely not compatible energy with anybody. Like, that's fucked up. Lost ticket. Ooh, look what's on the bottom of the deck. So this golden ticket that they got to begin with, to fuck with you, to be a meme in your life that shattered, like basically showered or shadowed over you, right? Lost the golden ticket. So they don't have it anymore. Ooh, look at that. The gypsy, you see your gypsy. Look, that's right there. All right. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. This is definitely a prophecy. Okay. Oh my gosh, look what was right below it. Golden ticket. Like, it's almost like now you've got the golden ticket. Right? You've got what you need now. They lost it. They lost their privileges. So we're going to end this. I'm going to go eat something. So enjoy. Only take what resonates. Obviously leave what doesn't. For personal readings, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com. If not, just enjoy the channel. Oh my God, I just spilled iced tea into my boobs. Oh, wow. Word to you, mothers.